So if there is something that I wish every parent knew when it came to their child's behavior, it's this. Your child's behavior is not going to get easier the older that they get. In fact, it actually gets harder. But here's the thing. It doesn't get harder for the reasons you think. So when I work with families who have an 8-year-old, or when I work with a family who has a 17-year-old, and they're dealing with a child who struggles to manage their emotions, they may lash out, they may still have tantrums. Maybe they're dealing with defiance or disrespect, a child not listening or following their directions. So for many of them, they experience the same behavior at age 2, at age 3, or age 4, or back when their child was young, there was a lot of stressors that the family was dealing with. Some families share with me that they weren't there for their child in the early years as they wanted to be. Some families share with me that they were completely checked out in those early survival years. In order to get through those years and to teach your child the things that they need to help them be successful, it is going to take a lot of work, teaching, and modeling on your part. Your child is not born knowing how to follow directions. Your child is not born knowing how to manage their emotions. Your child is not born with the skills that'll help them be resilient and be a confident. They have to see someone do that, or they have to learn how to do it. So when I'm working with a 7-year-old who struggles to follow directions, what the parents have to do is they have to go back to the beginning and teach the missing skill. And it's never too late to do that. You can always do that, but here's what you're up against. When you're doing that, when your child is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12, but what happens is now you're working against your own mind, which is telling you your child's old enough, they should know how to do that. But here's the thing, if they were never taught, they're never gonna know. That's why it gets harder, because the expectations that you have for your child changes the older that they get. And you'll find yourself saying things, you're 8, you should know this. You're 12, you should know this. You're acting like a 2-year-old. But here's the thing, the skill is still missing. If you are struggling with behaviors with your child, you have to ask yourself, what skill do they need to know so this behavior doesn't happen anymore? So if you need help doing that, click the link in my description. I have a lot of different options that'll help you on your parenting journey.